Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to address you this afternoon. And I want to be clear. Our administration is addressing the shootings that took place this weekend. And my office has been engaged throughout the whole process. As a matter of fact, I was contacted shortly after the shootings occurred on Saturday, and I was in contact with Captain Contz, who is in charge of the investigations, till 3:30 a.m. 3:30 a.m. Sunday morning in regards to these shootings. These shootings in the city of Williamsport are unsatisfactory. And when I ran for mayor, I was very concerned about crime. And that was actually my number one reason for running for mayor, not only for my family, but the other families that are out there. And I just had a child on Groundhog Day, a son. So I truly do have a vested interest in this city. I'm concerned about crime, and we have addressed it since I became mayor. In 2008, we came up with a zero-tolerance policy, a plan to address crime. We have made some inroads in this city, but of course we're not where we should be and where we can be in our city. And this past weekend has showed us that we are at a specific point in the city. I do want to make one thing perfectly clear. There is no evidence, and I will repeat myself, there is no evidence that the shootings that took place this past weekend was gang related. There has been some questions in the community about that, and I want it to be perfectly clear. My number one responsibility is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens. We have been very proactive. Just a few months ago, it was stated by an agency that Williamsport is safer now during our tenure than the previous administration. But we're not completely satisfied. As you notice, crime does occur. But we have been proactive. And there's a couple issues that I want to address clearly today. And I'm doing it on behalf of my children because we want to make Williamsport safer. I will not deviate from my stand in regards to surveillance cameras in the city. City Council and myself, we have a philosophical difference. The majority of City Council, they've made it perfectly clear, they do not want surveillance cameras in specific areas of the city. Now, I agreed to get the dollars passed through City Council that we would initially put the first cameras in the parks. But I want to be perfectly clear once again. We need cameras throughout specific areas of crime-ridden areas of Williamsport. I have been called, and I believe City Council, if they haven't, they're probably going to be receiving a lot of calls. But I have received numerous calls in the last couple of days, even at my home residence, that there are areas of the city that residents want these cameras. Scott Street is one. Several areas on West 4th Street is another. I believe if you took a poll, a scientific poll, if you felt that cameras should be in the city, that it would pass. I believe that it's constitutional to allow citizens to have cameras in specific areas of the city. We are doing our best. All I need and all I want from the citizens are the tools to make this city safer. And I believe by having surveillance cameras, it will make the city safer in specific areas of the city. Also, in regards to being proactive, we had the opportunity, and it has been an embarrassment to this mayor, and I believe to this administration, and to the citizens of this Commonwealth, that we had to deny monies over $644,000 in regards to a COPS grant that this gentleman across the hall worked very hard on, that he's very humble, but we had to send back. Just a couple weeks ago, I signed a letter stating that we were reneging, that we were stating that we did not accept, we could not accept the dollars because several members of City Council was against the 3 cops that we could have used for community policing. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, in my view. The more you add police, the safer your city is going to be. You just take a look at cities across the nation. Everyone talks about New York being one of the safer cities. The question may be, could these cameras have prevented a crime? I can't tell you that question. I can't answer that. Maybe, maybe not. But what these cameras could do in the future, because we may have these incidents in the future. What these cameras will do is provide a tool for the police department to investigate who's ever committing the shootings in this city. So I just want to reassure the citizens that we are on top of it. We are working hard. We will not rest until we solve this case or any other cases that occur during my tenure. We are taking this issue very, very, very seriously. And at this time, I'd be open to some questions.
Mayor, do you feel these two separate shootings on Saturday were somehow related?
Well, according to the intelligence that I have right now, I cannot actually comment. We are in the investigative stage at this time. So I really don't want to comment on that because that could jeopardize the investigation. But believe me, when we believe that we can go public, you're going to be the first one to know about it.
Sorry, folks.
Mayor, there's one report that the second shooting, the one at 10 o'clock, may have been self-inflicted.
I have not been privy to that specific information.
Was drugs involved in either of that?
Why don't I say that I can't comment on that, but why don't I just also say that many of the crimes that have occurred in the city have been drug-related. I have not received verification in regards to this specific case if it was drug-related, but we will pursue that.
Are the owners of the cars, have you identified them, or do they have local addresses, the two cars that were impounded?
Well, you guys are tough. We are in the process of identifying the cars, the vehicles that were found at Susquehanna Health. But why don't I just say that we're getting very, very close.
Is there a possibility they may have been stolen vehicles?
I think that there's always a possibility that vehicles could be stolen under the climate, and this is what I want to state. You know, we've made some inroads, but there's still thugs in this city, and it's not easy. But I relish the job. I enjoy what I'm doing, and I believe we're making some inroads, and I won't be satisfied until this stuff, this nonsense, stops. And that's really the purpose of today, to let everybody know that this mayor knows what's going on. I've been in communication. I have my phone. If anyone knows me, I keep my phone on 24/7. This is a 70 hours plus job per week. It's endless. I'm on call 24/7. And this is serious. And a couple people have called today and they said, Mayor, are you concerned? You're damn right I'm concerned about it. Anyone that has children, I'm concerned about it. But we're going to do whatever we can. But what I need from the citizens, I need the tools to be able to do my job. And I personally have felt in the last couple of years, and this is not to verbally attack anybody from the legislative branch. We have a different philosophy. I need the tools to do my job. And we are going to continue to push these cameras, and we're asking the citizens, if this is what they want, please let me know. Get engaged in the process. If you're fed up, get engaged. Come to public meetings, come to council meetings, speak up and say how you want to be represented by your government. It's as simple as that. The Crime Watch groups, they're doing a wonderful job. But for this administration to move forward to combat crime, we need additional assistance from the taxpayers. We will also continue to look at other ways to combat situations like this. Chief, you'd like to address everyone?
Well, I just wanted to say to everybody, I wanted to relieve the mayor of some of this questioning because he's not the expertise in this field, and at this point in time, we're really not going to comment on these shootings whatsoever because it's far too early in the investigation. We don't want to give any false impressions or false information out to the public, but we want them to be reassured that we are definitely on top of this matter. We are looking at things very closely,